Holy crap, this one is beautiful! Can we take a look at this guy? Jesus Christ alive. Alright. Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome to Royal Alchemist. So this is another boys love or otome visual novel, as in the main character or the protagonist is interchangeable, so you can be a male or female in this. But this was another highly requested visual novel to play on the channel, so I'm going to take a look at the demo that is currently out right now. And before we begin, I'm going to read the description so you guys can understand what this game is about. The king was murdered, the assassins have not been found, and the threat of the rebellious hangs over the land. With the succession throne open and none of the three royal princesses ready to take on the throne, the king's brother has assumed Regency. Hoping to protect the nation and its people and help its rightful heir to the throne, the Regent has sought to help from the High Council, a neutral and influential faction of powerful magicians, which is the Alchemists. They're the second of an ancient Rosenkreuz, I don't know how to say that name, family, the High Council's delegate and newly appointed tutor to the royal princess. Can you navigate the mazes and policies and guide the princesses to the path of power, or will you succumb to the murky intrigues of court and the ever-present danger of assassins? So I'm assuming we could die in this. That's what I'm taking a glander at. So we can either be male or female, like I said earlier. There are three romance options in this. Also, there is like stat raising in this, and what I heard is kind of has an RPG element to the game. There's also like time managing, quick time events. There's supposed to be many endings, like 10, and also characters can die, so the choices I make will matter and it will affect certain characters' deaths. So if you guys want to check the demo out yourself, I'll leave it in the description, and we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to play this first part over here, and I want to hear back from you guys. If you enjoy it, I will continue it as a Let's Play series, because I heard that this demo is actually pretty long. Okay, so we can choose Lord or Lady. For this playthrough, I'm gonna go with Lord, because I'm pretty sure this game was meant to be a boys love visual novel first, and they just added the otome side for the females, which is totally cool, but I want to go with the boys love version, so we're gonna go with Lord. So, we're gonna keep his name as Alexis, just for now. When the night is thick and the tracks are blind? My lord. Never mind. How much longer to 4 tracks, Captain? At this speed, my lord, less than an hour. I nod and glance absently out of the carriage window at the scenery flying by. The night broods black and heavy over the murky forest, looming on either side of the carriage road. No traces of a wan crescent moon can be seen through the storm clouds gathering at the sky. Thunder rumbles distantly above us, and a bitter wind soughs through the rustling leaves. An hour. Will the weather hold up that long? Looks like the storm is about to break. Hard to say, my lord. We might just make it. Perhaps we should have stayed overnight in that inn. Perhaps, my lord. The guard captain glances at me and suddenly grins sheepishly. Can't say we are sorry to leave that place behind. My men and I, we're all desperately keen to see home and hearth again. Ah, and my youngest daughters, my lord. My youngest turns 3 this month. She... That's a loud thunderbolt. A sound like stone splitting shatters the silence of the night. I sit bolt upright, the hairs on my back of my neck tingling. What was that? Halt! Halt! The carriage jolts to a stop. Without a word, the captain rides on ahead to confer with the escort vanguard, leaving me to peer uneasily into the gloomy woods crowded around the carriage. Captain! Captain, I demand to know what's going on! We're still trying to figure that out ourselves, my lord. The captain's face reappears in the window, a little pale and worried looking. I let out a breath and I did not know I was holding. None of the men saw anything out of the ordinary. You don't suppose you've... No. Since I skipped it by accident, no, maybe it was a thunderclap. I thought it was, but I guess it's not. Neither he nor I sound very convinced. Should we have a coachman press the horse a little, Captain? The sooner we can reach the capital, the safer and better, I mean. My sentiments exactly, my lord. Turning his head, the captain raps out the series of orders. With a jerk of the carriage starts to move again, this time at a briskest canter. I notice the guards are riding in noticeably tighter rings around the carriage, and not a few have hands brushing the pommels of their sabers. And you, my lord? I beg your pardon? Are you looking forward to meeting your princely charges? Oh, I offer a non-committal grunt. How can I look forward to meeting people whom I next know to nothing about? Come on now, my lord, I'm sure you must be curious. So I am, but I try my best not to let it show. It wouldn't do for the royal tutor to be a peer nosy or, heaven forbid, eager to front a mere captain of cavalry. Prince Surin sounds like a decent sort, by all accounts. A right gentleman is our Prince Surin, and every inch of worthy successors our late beloved king. Yes, but the slightest bit of standoffish, perhaps? He hasn't the, common touch that Prince Nazir does. Oh, no doubt about it. The common loves the good Prince Nazir. A fine dashing fellow, sweeps you right off your feet as if he has a mind to. If he has a mind to, but he hasn't any inclinations to do much, has he? Spends his day lounging around the tavern, singing with troubadours and hiding from the moneylenders, I hear. Not that hard-working chap Allures. Prince Allures, my lord. What is your opinion of him, Captain? For a moment or two, I watch the guard's captain's mustache bristle noisily. At length, he slowly replies, Well, my lord, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, you know, but back in my days of fresh hornety, I was a definite chess player. I was the reigning champion, not just my court, but my seniors and juniors too. And the Prince Allures? As a reward for my skill, I was invited to the palace for a game with the prince. I was told he was something of a chess enthusiast. I hope you were diplomatic enough to let him win. I didn't stand a ghost of a chance, my lord. What? I take a closer look at the man I was speaking with. But Captain, that must have been nearly a decade ago. Prince Allures was 9, my lord. Oh, when I had the honor of a match against him. We traveled into silence for a while as I digest this. Prince Allures must have been quite the prodigy. So he was, my lord, and still is. It's a pity he hasn't hoped to ascending the throne. What makes you say that, Captain? The nobility of the court have themselves set dead against him. Have they? Why? You mean you didn't know, my lord? The prince. The captain sounds like he's about to say something, but checks himself abruptly mid-sentence. The prince is too clever to be half for their taste. What does that mean? Like, he's too clever or too reckless to be a king? Like, I don't know what that means. You know the nobles, my lord, soul and head stuck up a parasite to a man. The more competent someone is, the more they detest them. I could not prevent my lips from twitching. It was grossly sweeping generalization, but at the same time not entirely an unfair one. You're not of their estate, Captain? No, my lord. My parents are shopkeepers. I earn my commission by merit, not patronage. I smiled and inclined my head slightly. The alchemists share the same views, and wishes more men of your stamp were in positions of authority throughout the realm. I know, my lord. That's why I'm glad the Regent chose one of you, alchemists, as the prince's tutor. The kingdom is in a moribund court, need a good shaking up. The guard's captain's voice trails away, the mustache bristling again, and his brows furrowing downward in a frown. It's gotten strangely warm here. As we were talking, the temperature around us has grown inseparably and steadily warmer. I realize I am dabbing a handkerchief on my forehead, wishing I could permit myself the liberty of loosening my collar a button or two. You're right. After we heard that thunderclap, it seems... That didn't sound like a thunderclap. The guard's eyes widen. It's a trap. Oh! My lord, get out of the carriage now! Whoa, what is happening? He lunges forward and wrenches the door open. As the door swings outward, I see the carriage road beneath us, staring at the glow blood red. It's becoming rapidly hotter now, and the air and blast into the carriage might have come straight out of the furnace. The road is mine! This thought has just enough time to flash across my mind when the ground begins to rumble and shake. I squeeze my eyes shut and murmur the first spell that comes into my mind. As the last syllabus of the spell leaves my lips, the petal marking around my neck burns into life, searing painfully against my skin. A violent force propels me upward into the air, right before the crimson inferno erupts out of the ground. I grasp, then scream, as before my eyes an eruption devours the carriage, the coachman, the escort guards, the captain, the whole world, in a holocaust of blooming flame. The terrible sight breaks my concentration, as the levitation spell I cast, which has flung me away from the brunt of the explosion, dwindles and fails. My stomach twisted with the vertigo as I drop perpendicularly downward. Wait, is everyone dead? A heartbeat later, I collapse onto the charred, blackened ground just outside the ring of destruction. Pushing myself up, I stare in shock at the carnage that has overtaken my carriage. Cruel orange-red tongues of flame lick the blackened outlines of a carriage, horse, and the twisted charred remains that had once been men. Oh, they're all dead! But the forewarning of the captain, the split second that allowed me to mutter the spell. I would have been one of them.
Did we get him?
I don't know. What does it look like? Hehehe, pretty much like a human-shaped charger now. Same as the rest of this lot. Shadowy figures emerge from the forest into the road to stand by the flickering flames, pointing gesturally chuckling. But they are burly, scary men in ill-fitting scrap armor. Firelight gleams on the metal. I see spears, hatchet, maces, knives, and even rusty, jagged swords. Suppose he's dead!
Suppose we tell the boss that he's dead and it turns out he's only wounded and needing finishing off.
Gah! He won't need finishing off. Not in this mess. Either the fire gets him or the smoke does. Someone pokes the corpse with the tip of the pike and turns it over. It is once the guard captain. This him? He's dolled up fancy dress. Might be. A bit odd looking though, isn't he?
Let's see you look fresh and virginal after getting exploded by fire crates of a pillow? Piligiston.
The mercenaries break into a raccoonist laughter. Quietly, I race to my feet, not daring to breathe. At the moment, the mercenaries are distracted, and it seems they hadn't seen me levitate away from the explosion. I can take advantage of their distraction and attack them. After all, they're merely hired goons, not master swordsmen or adept mages, and now I will have the advantage of surprise on my side. I should only be able to take down 2 or 3 in the initial assault, and that ought to be enough to scare them the rest of them. On the other hand, I can take advantage of their distraction and run away. That may not be the most glamorous thing to do, but there's no reason for me to take unnecessary risks here. As the saying goes, that better part of the valor is cowardice, discretion. The better part of valor is discretion. What should I do? Okay, in my opinion, I would leave. And it's not like I don't think that Alexis can't, handle himself. I'm pretty sure he can. He was able to, levitate, but I feel like that kind of, depleted some of his energy to use magic, so I feel like leaving would be the best option. Say what you like, 10s against the 1 is simply not the kind of odds I fancy. I whisper a dark spell softly in the shadow of the forest, and they respond, leaping to me, cloaking me in a veil of darkness. Careful not to make a noise, I plunge into the forest, leaving behind me a heat of burning carnage and the laughter of gloating mercenaries. As I run through the silent woods, I empty my mind and begin to murmur another spell, this time of navigation. When the final syllabus leaves my lips, the sight, smell, sounds of the forest flood into my mind. I have to check my pace, momentarily overcome. The forest is awake and brimly with fear. The explosions started like wildfire for miles around, and the more curious of them have already ventured towards the site of the explosion. At the very edge of my consciousness, I can sense the mercenaries standing around the inferno, still gloating. Moving away from them, I see, or rather feel, ancient trees and young leaves, blinking owls, gnarled roots straining colossally against the earth, and the green glowing eyes of the panther lying therein. And almost right next to me, the shining radiance of pure magic. I open my eyes and blink. A wooden crate leaning against the withered tree for a few paces from where I was standing. I walk over and pry the lid of the crate and open gingerly. Even in the darkness, I can make a smooth red stone piles within. Phylogyston? Is that how you say that? I don't know. Fire phylogyston. I see. They didn't have time to make use of this, did they? I muttered to myself as I crammed in my pockets with the phylogyston. We were supposed to come by tomorrow morning, or not tonight. If we had struck the original plan, spending the night at the inn, the mercenaries would have enough time to bury the rest of the phylogyston under the ambush site, greatly amplifying the power of the explosion. If they had managed to do that, even my quick-thinking guard captain and my levitation spell still wouldn't have enough time to save my hide. As understanding dawns, too does the plan. Clenching my teeth, I start to make my way back to the burning carriage. The carriage is no longer burning by the time I arrive. Not that it matters. There is still plenty of embers glowing in the midst of the ashes, which more than suffices my purpose. The mercenaries are moving among the ruins, pushing and prodding debris as they search for something. Me, probably. No use, Chief. He's not here. Gah!
Don't guide me, imbecile. Keep looking.
He didn't escape, did he? Cunning weasel.
You want to tell the boss that, eh? You fancy telling him we failed?
No, Chief. That's your duty, ain't it?
My duty is to tell him we succeeded, moron! A loud bonk and a groan of pain. Keep looking till you find a stinking corpse.
After another minute, a man wearing an eye patch straightens up with a sigh and declares, I tell you it's no use. The boy escaped somehow. Seems so, doesn't it? Gah! Shame.
If he did, he's probably halfway to the capital by now. We'll never lay eyes on him again.
That's where you're wrong. Being halfway to the capital sounds like a sterling proposition. Unfortunately, I need information, which only they can provide for me. Oi, Now, how to go about this? Throw that, question that. Ooh. Well, we do need to question them, right? We do need to, but at the same time, it's just like, if we don't throw it, will they escape and, like, come after us again? I'm gonna question them to see, like, what they think. I'm giving you scum one and only chance to live. Who ordered you to attack me? How did you know I was traveling by this route? How did you come by all this? Philogeisted. The mercenaries stare at me, their eyes suddenly unnervingly blank. Ooh! One of them opens his mouth and the body jerks, and spins around, smashing his hatchet into the head of the eye patch-wearing man beside him. Oh! A frenzy seems to take a hold of the mercenaries. They turn on each other, chopping, stabbing, mauling savagely. Stop it! Where are you? But there's no one left to reply to me, not with a scream, not with a groan, not even with a sigh. My head is buzzing and curiously empty. I lean against the trunk of the tree, fighting down the gorge rising inside me. My head rests against the rough bark, and I gaze unseeingly at the cold, hard stars. Jesus, what just happened? Was it like a spell, like someone else was like, whoever hired them was just like, let's just kill off these guys so they don't say anything? You know what I mean? I don't think they were just killing each other for the sake of like, hey, don't speak. I think someone else did it. The proud high walls of the force track thrust into the azure sky, its battlements binding white in the splendor of a meridian sun. I am hurt, hungry, and tired to the bone, yet I cannot help but feel a stir of pride as I take in the breathtaking sight. I nudge my palfrey onto the main thoroughfare, squeezing through the throng of townspeople, peasants, and livestock. At this moment, I am supposed to be in the castle, soon to be confirmed by the Regent as tutors of the princes before the estate of the realm. Instead, I look at my tattered single clothes and ragged palfrey, and I have brought with it extortionate prices of outlining farmstead this morning. At least, I've nearly reached the palace now. Soon I shall have a warm bath to wash myself, hot food to eat, and soft bed to sleep in. A thrill of delight shivers through me soon. You there, stop! I bet you they're not gonna let him in because they think he's like some peasant or something. Oh no. A fat and officiant-looking palace guard in ridiculously ornate armor is blocking the road. He glares at me and shakes his spear in front of my nose. What are you doing here, Vargrant? I'm on my way to the palace. He's on his way to the palace. His piggy eyes squint and he shrieks with laughter. The two other palace guards behind him titter, and one of them make a rude gesture at me with his hand. The palace street rat only admits persons of quality. Be so good as to scamper back into the sewers before I skewer you. Excuse me, you're making a mistake. I'm here to serve the tutor of the princes by instruction of His Excellency the Regent. Yeah, and I'm the High Queen of Carcosa here to join the late king's harem. This victimism provoked another shrill outburst of merit. I can feel my patience rapidly wearing thin. My lips pursed on instinct. Despite trying to be civil, I couldn't help but glare at the guard. After a while my family doesn't stand under monarch protections, we are still recognized nobility. I do not have to stand here and bear this idiocy. I have been ambushed by assassins and my carriage was destroyed, and my escort killed. I myself barely escaped the slaughter. So it's not the sewers you came from, but the asylum. I am neither insane nor lying. He makes as if to step aside, but stops mid-motion as remembering something. Oh, you said you're going to be the prince's tutor, as I recall. Yet, you recall correctly. Then you will not no doubt have a regent's letter of appointed Then you will no doubt have the regent's letter of appointment secreted somewhere about your rags you're wearing. The letter of appointment... Of course, I totally forgot about that. I'm afraid I've lost it. Oh, what an awful and utterly unexpected surprise. The letter was in the carriage, but... Get out of my sight before I get you like a hog, imbecile. How dare you? I warn you not to take liberties. You warn me? You warn me? Do you know who I am, maggot? Do you know who my father is? Oh my god, he's one of those guys. I can whip you like a cur in the street. I can make you lick dirt from your boots. I can cut you into pieces and feed you to my hounds, and no one will soon as much blink. So don't you dare warn me. You unspeakable lowlife. A piggy pink tongue wets his piggy pink lips. The tip of a spear wavers glints. Suddenly, the palace guard stands stock still, and the voluminous folds of a fat in his body quivering like jelly. Is something the matter? Is something the matter, Hagen? Oh. Hello. Hello? Who is this? A young slender man makes his way up beside me, a small smile playing about his lips. The first thing that strikes me about him are his eyes, beautiful and almond shaped. So like I said, guys, this is a demo, so obviously the CG isn't like complete. This is kind of like the rough sketch of it. It's not supposed to look like this in the final game. They peer out into the world from underneath carefully hooded lids, at once keen the instructable, taking in everything and giving nothing out of return. His dark cape rustles with every elegant move, and the sound of something small and sorterous follows him eventually. I noticed it coming from his golden earring. Oh my god! He's so good looking! Okay. A suspicious character is malingering about the palace and I was trying to chase him away. A suspicious character? Surely there must have been a misunderstanding. Pardon me, I don't believe that I have the honor. I am Alexis of House Rosenkreuz? Is that how you say that? Oh my god, come to receive my appointment as the royal tutor from His Excellency, the Regent of Eskian. Even as I say this, I feel my heart sinking. The young nobleman seems both friendly and influential, but there is no reason why he would want any more likely to believe these words from a haggard, disreputable-looking stranger like me than a palace guard. But the youth merely inclines his head lightly. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lord. Please allow me to introduce you to my brothers. He half turns and makes a graceful motion with his hands, and for the first time I notice the two youths standing behind him. Oh, this is nothing. So these are the prints that we're tutoring, and admittedly the romance options. This is Nazir. One of them looks up at me and meets my eyes with a playful wink, his braid sliding over his cape ever so slightly. How do you do? Holy crap, this one is beautiful! Can we take a look at this guy? Jesus Christ alive. Alright. This is Alluras. I glance at the nobleman's other companion. Beautiful dark hair gracefully falls from his lips, lightening on the fairest complexion I have ever laid upon. In short, he is striking, but the most ethereal, haunting sense. I know, right? Like, he's so beautiful. He looks like a freaking elf or something. Alluras holds my gaze for half a second and glances away, the impenetrable expression on his face unchanged. I am Siren, a prince of blood like my brothers here, and very much at your service. He lowers his head in a courtly bow, not entirely devoid of as irony or as realization finally dawns on me. They're the princes! Dismount, get him to help you dealing with the guard. No, I don't want to be like a rude, I'll just get out, you know, it's fine. In a flash, I slip off the palfrey, dropping onto one knee before the prince. Your Highness! Long, delicate fingers touch my shoulders, lifting me to my feet. They are long before I can even mind remembering their touch. Please, let us not stand on your ceremony. You are to be our tutor after all. It is who we ought to be showing you respect. Your Highness, you don't seriously believe the rambling of this character? But I can. But I do. Can you not see these, Hagen? Prince Serene inclines his head ever so slightly to the direction of my neck. Understanding his intentions, I loosen my collar a bit, revealing my markings. The piggy's little eyes of the palace guards are squinting again, and the piggy pink lips working silently. These petal birthmarks are the birthright of every Rosenkreuz, and the symbol of their unique gift. This gentleman is indeed the royal tutor, and our uncle of the Regent desire most anxiously to meet. But your Highness, he hasn't even got a letter of... I vouch for him. This is the faintest and barest hint of steel within the silk-smooth voice of the Prince Siren. But the palace guard blanches even though Prince Siren's external demeanor does not alter. Lowering his head, he stands obediently aside, Siren turning to me with a gentle smile. This way, my lord, if you will allow me. Oh my god, why are they so good looking? Jesus! Who is the artist? Your artwork is beautiful! Falling into step alongside the prince, my feet carry me under the towering arches, gates, and into the great sprawling palace of the Fostrax. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this first part of the demo right here. So like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys would like me to continue this as a video series, because this demo is pretty long, like actually long, please let me know in the comments. Also, let me know which romance option you like. Can we just talk about Alluras? Because he's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I am pretty sure I'm going to pick him as the romance option. But like I said, you guys can download the demo yourself. There's a link in the description. And I would love to hear from you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Is this her? Please tell me you're not an axe murderer if we're dead out here already! As the girl gets closer, she gets easier to see. She's not exactly an imposing figure, but she moves. A lot of them don't get any credit they deserve, so today I'll be talking about 5 awesome video game sidekicks. Number 5. Daxter. Jak and Daxter series. Daxter, the